I looked at a popularity poll of the top 30 Pokemon in each region, and come on now, y'all. I saw some elite Pokemon just missing from the top 30. By the way, either Gen 3 had more great Pokemon that we could fit on a top 30 list, or everybody taking that popularity poll fell down the steps on the morning of them taking the test. Cause ain't no way some of these Pokemon missed the top 30 of the popularity poll. Top 30 in each region. That's like 120 Pokemon, y'all. You'd be surprised. Hey, what's up, y'all? We back at it like a bad habit. It's the Bread Show. You know what I'm saying? We do a lot of single player Pokemon videos. We do a lot of Nintendo videos. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of love Nintendo. Nintendo grew up on it. We dressed a little comfy for the video, all right? But there's nothing cozy about what I'm about to say to y'all. By the way, this is a two-parter. Why? Two things. There was a lot of regions, one, and two, there's a lot of upsets. So we need to take our time with these 4 regions. We're doing Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh today. We got 3 rules for this video, okay? Stay with me here. Since we're doing an underrated Pokemon video, I chose one Pokemon that was not on this top 30 list. And no legendaries and no Pokemon in the evolutionary line on the top 30. So say for example, the Johto region. I think Meganium is an underrated Pokemon, and we've seen that after the recent Pokemon Snap game came out. That made me rethink everything I thought about Meganium at first. However, Chikorita is in the top 30, so I wouldn't choose Meganium, because if Chikorita's in the top 30, then Meganium's not as underrated as I make it seem. So yeah, no legendaries, nobody in the top 30, and nobody in the same evolutionary line as the person in the top 30. First up is Kanto, and first up, I'm very disappointed. Not as disappointed as I am with Hoenn. We'll get there when we get there. But Kanto is first up. Alakazam. Alakazam was not in the top 30 of this list. I checked. No Abra, no Kadabra, no Alakazam. The first thing that makes this Pokemon cool is the obvious thing. It's locked behind a trade wall. You can't get this Pokemon unless you trade it. The only games that you can get Alakazam in without trading was Black and White 2 and Legends Arceus. Of all the Pokemon games that have come out since 1995, those are the only 2 mainline games where you can get Alakazam if you didn't have a friend. And I sure didn't. He had an amazing design, and this poll came out in 2020, which is far after he got the Mega Evolution, and that design was amazing. And for all my competitive players out there, his base stats was 500, and he had synchronized ability most of the time, which is pretty good, especially if you pair it with a Flame Orb. And Alakazam is also one of the fastest Psychic type Pokemon in the game. One of the fastest. And the Pokedex entry for this Pokemon is comical. It says that his brain cells never stop multiplying to the point where his own neck can't even hold up the weight of his own head, to the point where he has to use psychic powers to keep his head on straight. His fat ass 5,000 IQ brain on his head, he had to keep that straight. So the next time you people get invited to take a Pokemon poll, decide to put Alakazam in your top 30, just of the Kanto region, not even all time, just the Kanto. He's like Doctor Strange, but for Pokemon. Next is the Johto region. Now, the funny thing about the Johto region is that they only added 100 new Pokemon. So a top 30 list kind of does capture every one of the Pokemon that I would have said. Like I said before, Meganium. The underrated Pokemon in the Johto region is definitely Hitmontop / Tyragu. I couldn't choose one, but I'm choosing both of them based on the same thing, is that's their design. Johto region added a whole bunch of baby Pokemon, and Tyragu is definitely the best. Close race with Magneto. To be honest with you, both of them are sorry. If we're talking competitive or just battling. Their base stats is like 455, they're not good. But I chose Hitmontop and Tyragu because the design goes hard. It's original. And even though Hitmontop may be sorry, his overworld animation goes hard because he actually spins on his head. And that's his overworld animation. I mean, in terms of overworld animations, that's top 30 all time for me at least. Gotta show love to Hitmontop. Next, we're kind of going over these fast, so I'm gonna save Hoenn for last because that one actually surprised me. So we're gonna go to Sinnoh next. And Sinnoh, this was easy for me. It should be easy for you. The most underrated Pokemon that's not considered top 30 according to this poll. Gastrodon. Gastrodon is one of the most underrated Pokemon ever. Now I can understand why Gastrodon wouldn't make a top 30 in a popularity poll for Sinnoh Pokemon. But hear me out. The design, the typing combo. Electric and fire Pokemon beware. And it's only weak to grass, 4 times effective weak to grass. Yeah, but who uses grass anyways, because the type disadvantages for grass is is crazy. Just based off type advantages, is also resistant to fire, poison, steel, and rock, which is enough to get you through a couple gyms and an Elite Four member in the Sinnoh games that it debuted in. So it's weirdly really good in single player. There's also a competitive player build, tank build with the leftovers. So competitive players, have your fun with that. I don't know how good it will be. If I add it to my competitive team, it'll automatically be sorry, but maybe I'm just sorry. One of its Pokedex entries says it's a distant cousin to Cloyster and Shelter, and somehow Shelter is eating his way into another Pokedex entry of another Pokemon. I don't know how it does it, but it keeps doing it. Also, one last thing I have to say about Gastrodon is that if this Pokemon did get a Mega Evolution, that would have been the craziest Mega Evolution ever. You could really go like Loch Ness Monster vibes, like some Greek alien water monster. I don't know. There's some crazy designs out there for Gastrodon Mega Evolutions. Looks like something straight out of Ben 10. And the Pokedex also says that Gastrodon is a predator. Scary enough. Plankton is one thing that also other Pokemon on land. That's what the Pokedex says, and it says that it like absorbs the Pokemon and dissolves them in acid. But we could do a whole video on morbid Pokedex entries for all the people that think Pokemon don't eat each other. The Pokedex has disproven that many times. But next, the finale, the one that we've all been waiting for, Hoenn. Now you may be saying, why do you think Hoenn, like why is that crazy? Like, wow, I've watched this point of the video. Why is the Hoenn one crazy? I'll tell you why the Hoenn one's crazy. Because there's four Pokemon, but there's three Pokemon that I didn't choose that also missed this list. Wailord, Camerupt, and Exploud all missed the top 30. Wailord, Camerupt, and Exploud missed the top 30 in a popularity ranking for Hoenn. How? Those people have never played the TCG, because Camerupt was an awesome TCG card for me. The Wailord people did not watch the anime or the movie. The movie had some Wailords in it, and I remember watching the sheer size of a Wailord. That was amazing. And there was also one game where Wailord was like actually to size. And Exploud, I mean, how do you miss out on Exploud? Exploud is just a really cool Pokemon. I remember watching a Pokemon short. Now, I ain't no hater, but somehow Mawile and Absol and Mawile? Are you kidding me? But none of those Pokemon I have chosen for the most underrated Pokemon in the Hoenn region, by far, even more so than the three I mentioned earlier, is Slaking. Slaking did not make the top 30 on a popularity ranking in the Hoenn region for Pokemon. Now, Slaking isn't the best Pokemon, I understand that, but I'm surprised that it didn't make the top 30, considering that it was the main character's dad's ace Pokemon, who was also a gym leader. Like, if I were making a list of the top 5 normal type Pokemon, video idea I just gave myself on the fly, Slaking would definitely make that list. It's like better than Snorlax in every way possible. Now again, Slaking isn't the best, but it does have a 670 base stat, which makes it a pseudo-legendary and 30 points away from being a legendary Pokemon. Now yes, because of its ability, it only hits half the time, but there's some like trick room or double battle something. There's some strategy to basically change his hidden ability, which makes him a tank. And because he can hit every turn once you get rid of that ability. That's one strat. The other strat for a single player is you just give him a life orb, boost his attack to crazy levels, and then give him Giga Impact. He becomes a glass cannon after that, especially after terrestrializing or Z-moving or something like that. And then, as a cherry on top, somehow, Slaking, the normal physical attacker that is a resemblance of a gorilla, can use Flamethrower. It can learn Flamethrower by TM. How does that even work? So yeah, everybody taking that Hoenn popularity test, I am disgusted at the fact that you did not include Slaking, Wailord, Camerupt, or what was the other one? Oh yeah, Exploud. Those 4 Pokemon, you can't miss those. Especially if Mawile and Absol was on the list. Like, Absol has no evolution. But yeah, that's my most underrated Pokemon for each region of those 4 regions. We got Slaking, Gastrodon, Alakazam, I'm so surprised Alakazam didn't make top 30 in Hitmontop. But yes, we will be doing a second part of this video if everybody likes it, you know what I'm saying? If that's what everybody wants, you know what I'm saying? We just had to dress up cozy today, you know what I'm saying? And talk about some Pokemon that I feel like are just underrated for competitive design or animated reasons. The regions that we didn't get to were the Unova, Kalos, Alolan, Galar, and Paldea regions. So that's 5 regions that would be in the next video. Not doing Hisui because that's basically the Sinnoh region and not too many Pokemon were added to those. And then I'm also not doing Kitakami because it's basically Paldea and not too many exclusive Pokemon were added to the Kitakami decks. Unless you want me to talk about Ogerpon. But yeah. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for watching the Red Show. Thank y'all for joining. Thank you for staying this long. For real. I enjoy having you here. And I enjoy having you here so much that I can hand you off to my past self because I have a whole bunch more videos like this. Or videos not like this at all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what you like. But thank y'all for watching this long. Thank y'all for hitting that like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel out a lot. Spread love. Give inspiration in all you do. And peace out.
Welcome to the Red Show. Take 2.